Shalom and welcome back to Talking Torah. I'm Rabbi Ravid Tilles and I'm here with Michael Fried, who is here representing not only himself but also his daughter Sammy.
That's right.
Who together, Michael and Sammy are the co-chairs of the Amazing Passover Challenge.
Part bet.
Part bet. The second. If anybody was able to participate last year in the Amazing Passover Challenge, apparently it was very challenging, but more importantly, it was really amazing, yes. And a little bit Passover-y too.
A little bit.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk a little bit, give a little bit of details about Part Bet?
Sure. March 30th, we're going to have, it's about a week and a half away now, we're going to be having the Amazing Passover Challenge. It's modeled after the Amazing Race that's on television. Last year we had about 30 families, about 130 people that participated.
That's right.
We have unbelievable events, more than we had even last year, but I don't want to give it away because some of our participants may be watching this.
And looking for every edge that they can get.
Yeah. Well, because the prizes really are amazing. We have 2 tickets to a Yankee game. We have a Nook tablet, a 9-inch Nook tablet. Also a Bradford portrait sitting that's valued at over $5,000.
Wow.
As well as other different prizes from Bagel Plaza. There's going to be Ben's, all different types of prizes. So we're really looking forward to it. For anybody that wants to come and participate, that's wonderful. And even some of the congregants, if they want to help out, that would even be better, because we expect we're going to have a lot of people participating, and we need a lot of help.
It's one of the most exciting and most innovative programs that we offer at the synagogue, and so I think that everybody should try their best to be a part of it. So, and thank you to Michael and to Sammy for putting it together. So let's talk a little bit of Torah.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm torn about where to begin here, because this week's parsha is Parshat Shmini, which is really very loaded. And the two major pieces of this parsha that I would want to talk about, one is the laws of kashrut, which we receive in this week's parsha, and also the story of Aaron's sons, who make a foreign offering up to God, and are therefore punished and consumed by fire and basically killed on the spot, according to the Torah. And you know, the connection between kashrut and offering up a foreign fire, really kind of doing the wrong thing, you know, is a very interesting theological issue, you know. And one of the challenging parts about the laws of kashrut is that there's no explanation given as to why we are supposed to keep kosher. A lot of the other laws of, you know, don't kill, well, that you can understand why you're not supposed to kill, you know, murder really. But the Torah gives no explanation other than keep kosher. And then it's followed up by this, it's combined with this story of, if you do the wrong thing, you could be punished fatally. So, what are your thoughts about that?
I was thinking, you know, these days with people keeping kosher, unfortunately not as many people are keeping kosher, and a lot of people, I know a lot of friends of mine say, you know, why are we doing this? Many years ago, we could understand there were reasons, but now, these days, why? Why is it important? At least for me, what's important is it's tradition. I was brought up in a kosher home. To me, we're distinguishing ourselves. I mean, we are, you know, the people. I mean, I think in one of my, you know, readings of this, I saw that, you know, God was basically saying, you know, I am your Lord, and this is how what I perceive, and from that you should follow what I'm doing. This is what I say, and follow along with that.
Right.
So, you know, it's unfortunately these days people aren't keeping a kosher home, and it's discouraging.
Right. You know, when you're talking about God says you should follow God's laws because God is is a holy God, and we call this this part of the Torah, we call it the holiness code. And what does it really mean to be holy? Is to have two options in front of you and two paths. A lot of Judaism, a lot of our tradition is saying you're going to come up on a lot of forks in the road. And there's going to be a right way and a wrong way. And to live our lives thinking everything's the right way, that's not our tradition, frankly. I love when we're open and we're liberal and we're open-minded and we think, okay, yeah, it's okay. Just because you don't keep kosher doesn't mean you're a bad person, right?
But I find it more as it's a discipline. It's
exactly.
You're trying to live a certain way, and a pure way, and I find that enriching, and again I wish more people followed that rule, and unfortunately it's a dying breed at this point.
Yeah, it is, but that we certainly shouldn't look at other people's lack of kashrut observance and say, well, maybe that's the right way.
Right.
God's message is very, very clear, and it might actually even be clearer in its lack of explanation. It's just don't even ask. Trust. Well, so thank you so much for coming on, and thank you all for listening. And don't forget about the Amazing Passover Challenge on March 30th. If you can be a participant, if you can help, all of that is wonderful. And we look forward to seeing you on Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom and Lehitraot.
Shabbat Shalom. How are we going to segue into it?
You leave that to me, Michael. You leave that to me. Okay.